Hello friends, today we are going to discuss here unit number 12 from book number 2, market structure analysis here. Competition plays vital role in price determination of the commodity here. When the price is in the perfect competition, it is known as the price determination, and the perfect competition and monopoly are rare phenomenon in the real world. Because of this perfect competition, it is the whether market structure is perfectly competitive or monopoly incomes a factor of great importance in perfect competition or perfectly competitive market. There is a large number of buyers and sellers also. Due to this number of sellers and buyers, there might be some, in other hand, in monopoly stick and enjoys complete control over the market price also. There is a phenomena in the real world. What we come to across here is that of uh, the entrepreneur in such market has consumed the consumers that his product is better than the other substitute available in the market. He has to advise for his goods, and thus advertisement cost constituent of a large share of total cost also. Other costs which increase the total cost of monopolistic competition are taxes, transport cost, and the perfect competition transportation cost is assumed to be 0 1. In the chapter, we would look into the features of perfect competition. We would also into details of these features also. Perfect competition is known as the where number of buyers and sellers are in large number. There are certain characteristics of features of this competition also, which is defined they are as follows, and those features are: first one, innumerable buyers and sellers. The number of consumers in the flood market is innumerable. That demand by one single consumer is very small part of the total demand also. Any alteration in the demand by single buyer does not affect the market demand. So he cannot affect the price. He has to be adjust the demand according to the price determined by the market. Therefore, consumer is the price taker here. Then second feature is that of innumerable sellers also. The number of sellers in the perfectly competition market is large number, and the supply of one product is very small part of the total supply in the market also. Any increase or decrease in supply by simple product producer does not affect the price of the goods also. Every producer has to adjust the supply according to the price prevailing in the market. Thus, it is also known as the third factor is that of the uh, homogeneous goods. In the perfect competition, the goods produced in any industry by various firms are homogeneous in nature. In other words, there is no difference between two goods produced by the two different producers also. For example, a certain quantity of wheat produced by the farmer would be the same. Thus, it is the market make no difference weight and on consumer lays it for from the farmer also. No problem can be changed price that is higher than the market price. If he does so, the consumer would buy the commodity from other producers also. Similarly, no produce would charge a price less than the market price when he can sell the same amount of the goods in the market price. Fourth feature is that of the free entry in the market also. In perfect competition, any firm is free to enter in the industry. There is no restrictions or regulations for the entry, and this is called free entry also. Free entry and free keeps the number of producers in any commodity commodity very large one. For example, as there is entry for the exit of producers in the feed producers also. As the market structure, which has only these four features innumerable buyers and sellers, homogeneous goods, free entry, and the exit of the firms is known as pure competition also. Then the fifth one is that of the perfect knowledge about the market. In the perfect competition, buyers and sellers feel the perfect knowledge about the market, and seller is also known as what price buyer is willing to buy goods also. Then there is sixth feature is that of absence of transportation cost. Every time the goods is brought from the place where production to the place of the sale, some costs are incurred. These costs are called transportation costs, and these costs differ along with the distance between the place of production and place of sale also. If the cost were if be included in the price of the commodity, the price would be differ from the not remain the same. To avoid this problem, there is assumed that transportation cost is competitive market as 0 1. Seventh feature is that of perfect mobility among the factors of production. Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur are the four factors of production. These factors shift from one from to the other and one industry to the other depending upon the returns they get in the each firm or industry. This capacity to shift from one another is called mobility there. So there is the eighth feature is that of perfectly elastic demand curve. All the above national mentioned features affect the demand curve and seller. The demand curve is perfectly elastic to the price prevailing in the market. Here, if figure number 12, one is given. We have seen that the producers in the market perfect competition is just price taken. He has to accept the price prevailing in the market. According to this figure 12.1, there is price commodity of rupees 10, and you will find that as the price commodity is here, then their market structure will fulfill all these conditions, features known as perfect competition. Here now the question arises in what is the is in your mind is that the perfect competition is just imaginary situation, or why study to these sub details? It is because ideal market in situation where welfare of the both buyers and sellers are attained here. Production can in earn normal profit only if he keeps cost to the minimum. This means that there is to be optimal use or resources also. The study of these ideal structure gives the reasons why for many questions like why are the resources to be extremely used by the producers? How are the consumers exploited in the market? So these are the some it also helps to find out the solutions to the questions also. There are some industries which are nearly perfectly competitive market like milks, then vegetables, and such are fruits, pulses, some commodities which have innumerable buyers and sellers also. So these result that the price of the share of the changes daily. Another example could be precious metals such as gold and silver also. As the market for these metals would be worldwide, moreover, there are not many types of gold and silver. A chip or a brick of gold or silver weight in the same all over world also. The study of the perfect competition gives vital insight into the basic questions such as how does firm behave in order to get maximum profit also. Then there are some perfect competition price determination. Under this, the process of determination of the price also process attaining the equilibrium also. There are some figures here. You will find that price in short run. In short run, the maximum profit can be earned if the firm is facing losses temporarily. it would try to at least minimize it also. Sometimes such types of equilibrium test might be offered one. Then equilibrium supranational, supernormal profit also. To attain such firms attains equilibrium, we need to bring together short-run marginal cost curve also. Here is the price determination perfect competition. There are some figures here, price in short run, then price in long run, price of the farm, industry, firm, etc. So these are the, here you will see that figure number 12 to equilibrium supernormal profit also. And there are some steps here, draw the form X, axis X to Y, name them as shown in the figure, draw AFC, AC and marginal cost of the short run also. Then there are some equilibrium loss also. In the previous situation shows that excess profit to firm in short run, but this does not always happen. The firm may have to face some loss also. The same steps are, they can be expressed here. Equilibrium, that is equal to E is equal to M is equal to MR. MC is equal to MR here. MC means marginal cost and marginal revenue. That is equilibrium here. Here also there are some figures, that is uh, per unit profit is equal to price minus average cost. The produce CN here level of output, the firm structure can be also calculated here, cost of locate also. Then there is a figure number here given, that is of the equilibrium point, then level of output, then equilibrium price, average and price IAC also. The summary of there is case can be expressed as the equilibrium of the firm be at any three conditions here. Price exceeds price excess profit, price excess average cost, then price average normal cost also, no profit no loss situation. The difference between the two terms here mentioned as with the respect to profit understood competition here. Then you will find equilibrium of industry also here. Then equilibrium from industry here, we have seen that the process of the entry and exit of the firm leads attainment of the equilibrium firms. Now we would see the effect of this equilibrium industry also. Here there are some points about to known as the sugar productive industry in Maharashtra. How can the equilibrium for such an endure? The test for it is as follows here. The price at which market demand and supply equal each other is known as equilibrium price also. Here, from these two stages, that is the expected profit of the firm is the same as the normal profit, and normal profit is included in the total cost here. When the firm earns over and above normal profit, it is known as the excess of the supernormal profit also. Here, equilibrium price and supply of the market is uh, demand in the market also. Then there are some points about the equilibrium of industry in perfect competition. Here is the figure number 12 2 here. Price rupees 4, supply in the market 4,000. Then when the price is rupees 5, the supply is 5,000 units and demand is 7,000 units. When price was rupees 4, the demand was 8,000. When price was rupees 5, demand was 7,000 and supply was 5,000. When price was rupees 6, the supply and demand they are equal, that is 6,000, 6,000. When price is 7,000, the demand will also low, that is 5,000. When the price is 8,000, the demand will again be low, that is 4,000. Here the market supply in the table shows that nothing can but be supply of all the firms, the addition of the supply by all the firms also. And any increase in the price, increase in the supply and reduction in the price reduces in the supply also. The market demand in the table is nothing but addition of the demand by all consumers in the total market here. and any price of the reduced demand also here. Then there is market equilibrium also given here. You will find that the demand and supply, there is competing among the consumers. Therefore, there is also tendency of price to increase in the table 12 to here condition of resources, the price rupees 4 and price rupees 5. Thus, the equilibrium does not happen. But when supply and demand, supply is more than demand, then the price will low. Demand minus supply, there is tendency of price to be stable in the condition of the demand and supply. They are equal. There is no competition among the consumers and buyers. So in the table, you will find that rupees 6 will be equilibrium price as the price of the both demand and supply are equal here. Then there are some points about the price when it is in long run, then the price in the price when it is increased there, then equilibrium of the firm also there. In the minimum adverse effect, it is the test of the taxation also. There are some points about the if the price of increases, then there is also figure number 12.6 given here shows the conditions. Then there are also some points about the conditions here given in figure number here. It is given that figure number 12.7 equilibrium of industry also given here. Then there are some important thing to note that the equilibrium point at MC curve cuts the AC that is average cost curve at the minimum. This is why at this very point of MC minus MR, MC means marginal cost minus marginal revenue also. With the help of these 12 numbers, figure number 12.6, equilibrium price can be explained there. Then there are in the figure number 12.7, equilibrium of industry is given there. Then there are some points of the equilibrium of an industry also, and those points are given here. When the taxation or spatial distribution, when the taxation is by the government and transportation cost at geographical distances, taxation here in the market and supply, so price, quantity and quantity here. When here you will see that the price table number 12.4 here, when the price is rupees 3, quantity is 3 and quantity also 3 here. In this market, rupees 3 has been established at the equilibrium price also. The price of the goods increased by rupees 1, rupees 3 plus rupees 1, that is consumer will have to buy at rupees 4 also. These are the some points of the taxes or which are charged by the government also. Then there are some terms about the achieving rupees 3, producer get profit at 33% here. Then there are some industries, there will be no change in the capital level, then there would be remain a demand of rupees 3 crore, then 3 crore units also there. So here the consumers will have to get the goods at the same production as before one. What happens here, the Ratnagiri or Sindhudurg send their produce to Mumbai market and into supply of the becoming more and demand also. So these are some examples of these given here. Then if the minimum adverse effect is the test of the taxation taxes, subtle distribution, these are the some points here. Then there is effect of control over the price production also. Those points are to be discussed here. मराठी भाषेमध्ये ज्याला आपण या ठिकाणी मराठीत किंमत निर्धारण म्हणतो, अर्थात किंमत निर्धारण करताना या ठिकाणी आपल्याला कोणत्याही वस्तूच्या किमतीत निश्चितीबाबत पूर्ण स्पर्धेचा विचार करावा लागतो. आणि पूर्णपणे बाजारात वस्तूचे असंख्य ग्राहक आणि असंख्य विक्रेते असतात. या पूर्ण स्पर्धेची काही वैशिष्ट्ये आहेत, त्यामध्ये काही मुद्दे जे आहेत, त्यामध्ये असंख्य ग्राहक, असंख्य विक्रेते, एक जिनसी वस्तू, त्यानंतर बाजारात मुक्त प्रवेश, अर्थात बाजाराचे संपूर्ण ज्ञान, वाहतूक खर्चाचा अभाव, त्यानंतर उत्पादन घटकाची संपूर्ण चलनशीलता आणि पूर्ण लवचिक मागणी वक्र, असे एकूण काही वैशिष्ट्ये आपल्याला सांगता येतील. अर्थात पूर्ण स्पर्धा बाजारामध्ये किंमत निश्चिती आणि समतोल घडवताना अल्पकालीन किंमत, दीर्घकालीन किंमत त्यानंतर समतोल अवस्था किंवा प्रसामान्य नफा किंवा तोटा अशा काही विविध संज्ञा यामध्ये विचारात घ्याव्या लागतात. कर आकारणी करताना बाजाराचे विश्लेषण करताना सरकारद्वारे कर आकारणी किंवा कमी अधिक अंतरामध्ये उद्भवणारा वाहतूक खर्च, त्यानंतर होणारा स्टॅग्नेशनचा खर्च, स्तरीय विभाजन ज्याला आपण पूर्ण स्पर्धेच्या आदर्श बाजारात वाहतूक पर्याय विचार करत नाहीत. त्यानंतर किंमत आणि उत्पादन परिणाम, नियंत्रण परिणाम, त्यामध्ये एक उदाहरण तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी दिलेलं आहे की 40,000 किलो साखर कारखान्याला सरकारला 4.50 रुपये प्रति किलो भावाने विकावे लागते. त्याचे एकूण 1,80,000 मिळतील. दर 60,000 किलो साखरेची 11 रुपये प्रति किलो या दराने विचार 6,60,000 मिळतील. म्हणजेच कारखान्याची एकूण प्राप्ती 1,80,000 अधिक 6,60,000 म्हणजे 8,40,000 इतकी होईल. म्हणजे या दुहेरी किमतीमुळे कारखान्याला 90,000 रुपये जास्त मिळतील. परंतु या ठिकाणी 8,40,000 वजा 7,50,000 म्हणजे या ठिकाणी 90,000 रुपये असे एकूण जास्त होतील. एकाधिकार स्पर्धेत व्याख्या आणि वैशिष्ट्यामध्ये ज्या स्पर्धेमध्ये निकटचे पर्याय विभेदात्मक वस्तूंचे विक्रेते असतात त्यांना आपण मक्तेदारी असं म्हणतो. एकाधिकार किंवा मक्तेदारीची स्पर्धेची जी वैशिष्ट्य आहे त्यामध्ये ग्राहक संख्या, विक्रेते संख्या, वस्तूंचं स्वरूप, बाजारविषयक ज्ञान, त्यानंतर व्यवसाय संस्थांचा बाजारातील प्रवेश आणि विक्रेत्याला आढळणारा मागणी वक्र असे काही वैशिष्ट्ये त्यात आढळून येतात. वस्तू विभेदन म्हणजे एखाद्या स्पर्धेच्या बाजारात आपल्या वस्तूला मागणी निर्माण करण्यासाठी व्यवसाय संस्थेकडून जे मार्ग अवलंबले जातात त्याला आपण वस्तू विभेदन असं म्हणतो. वस्तू विभेदनाच्या विविध पद्धती आहेत. त्यामध्ये वस्तूच्या दर्जामध्ये फरक करणे, त्यानंतर दृश्य आणि काल्पनिक वेगळेपण दर्शवणे, जाहिरात करणे, हे काही प्रकार त्यामध्ये पद्धती आपल्याला दिसून येतात. पूर्ण स्पर्धा बाजारामध्ये जसे एकाधिकारयुक्त स्पर्धा बाजारात किंमत निश्चिती ही अल्पकालीन, त्यानंतर मध्यमकालीन किंवा समतोल अवस्था निर्माण होऊ शकते. दीर्घकालीन किमतीमध्ये सरासरी प्राप्ती वजा सरासरी परिव्यय आणि सीमांत प्राप्ती बरोबर सीमांत परिव्यय अशी संकल्पना अस्तित्वात येऊ शकते. अर्थात इंग्रजीमध्ये त्याला काही भारतातील परिस्थिती जी दिलेली आहे त्यामध्ये तुम्हाला काही शब्द या ठिकाणी दिसून येतील. In English you will find that there is price discrimination here. Monopoly condition definition is given there. There are some features of these monopoly conditions are here, and those features are number of consumers, then number of sellers, then nature of goods. Those are the some features here also. Fourth feature is the knowledge about the market also. Then you will find that the nature of the goods, that is third one. Then fourth is knowledge of the market. Fifth is entry of the first in the market also. So and then the sixth point is demand curve also, and per price production also. These are the 6 points of the features of the monopolistic competition also. There are some factors about the major part of the selling cost is cost of the advertisement. Advertisement is so this is the more advertisements add to the knowledge of the consumers to make them aware of the firm work also. The selling cost curve also, like production cost curve, increases the initially. There are some features about the product discrimination. It is also one of the very important feature of the monopolistic competition. There are some methods of these product discrimination. First one is qualitative change in the goods, then approval of the imaginary differences, then there is advertisement. Consequences of these price or product determination differentiation is given. There are some points here. Consumer has to choose from the wide range, then firm has to keep searching for the innovation. There are chances that the consumer might be cheated, then all the selling cost initially borne by the producer, but afterwards later he transfers it to the cost of the consumers also. Then there is price in the monopolistic competition. Here the level of the output where the marginal revenue is equal to the marginal cost also, and this is known as equilibrium level of the firm also. Here there are some points about the here equilibrium loss, then excess profits, Then there are some points about the equilibrium is equal to equilibrium, MR is equal to MC here. Then there are some ON, quantity of output, OP, MN is equal to price. Then price is equal to AC here. Then there are some situations in here given here when the demand and increases and decreases. There in India, monopolistic competition as the market exists in India. Let us see. Selective sectors in the strong monopolistic competition, the textile mills in India are very few in number when you consider number of consumers, of course, there. There are some words and their meanings are also given here. Just like here, homogeneous goods, a good which is exactly the same as the other in every respect of color, size, shape, and weight. That is known as homogeneous goods. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला आपण एक जिन्सी वस्तू म्हणतो त्याची व्याख्या दिलेली आहे. रंग, रूप, वजन, आकार अशा सर्व दृष्टीने सारखे गुणधर्म असलेली वस्तू म्हणजे एक जिन्सी वस्तू होय. त्यानंतर दुसरा तुम्हाला शब्द इंग्लिश मध्ये दिला नॉर्मल प्रॉफिट. द मिनिमम प्रॉफिट इसेन्शियल टू द कीप द फर्म इन द बिझनेस. इट इज इन्क्लुडेड इन द कॉस्ट ऑल्सो. त्याला मराठीमध्ये प्रसामान्य नफा असं म्हणतात. व्यवसाय संस्थेला उत्पादन चालू ठेवण्यासाठी अपेक्षित असलेला किमान नफा म्हणजे प्रसामान्य नफा. प्रसामान्य नफ्याचा परिव्ययात समावेश केला जाऊ शकतो. देन थर्ड पॉइंट इज हिअर इंडस्ट्री, ए ग्रुप ऑफ फर्म प्रोड्युसिंग द सेम गुड्स हिअर. ज्याला मराठीमध्ये उद्योग असं म्हटलं जातं. एकाच प्रकारचे उत्पादन करणाऱ्या व्यवसाय संस्थांचा समूह म्हणजे उद्योग होय. त्यानंतर पुढचा शब्द इंग्लिश मध्ये आहे तो सेक्टर डिस्ट्रीब्युशन. द सिच्युएशन एंटरिंग emerging because of the distance between the firm and the market, it gives the rise to the transportation cost over the above the production cost also. त्याला मराठीमध्ये स्थलीय विभाजन असे म्हणतात. व्यवसाय संस्थांच्या बाजारापासून असणाऱ्या कमी अधिक अंतरामुळे उद्भवणारी परिस्थिती आणि त्यामुळे उत्पादन परिव्ययाबरोबर वाहतूक परिव्ययात विचारात घ्यावा लागतो, म्हणून त्याला कॅपिटल डिस्ट्रीब्युशन किंवा स्थलीय विभाजन असे म्हणतो. त्यानंतर ड्युअल प्राइस. द मिनिंग ऑफ द ड्युअल प्राइस इज गिवन हियर. टू डिफरंट प्राइसेस ऑफ द सेम गुड it if one point at the time and one is other price approval and controlled by the government, the other is known as one of the determined market here. त्याला आपण दुहेरी किंमत असं मराठीमध्ये म्हटलं जातं. सरकारने नियंत्रित केलेली आणि त्याच वेळी खुल्या बाजारात असणारी अशी एकाच वेळी असलेली उत्पादनाच्या प्रकारच्या दोन किमती म्हणजे दुहेरी किंमत म्हटलं जातं. त्यानंतर इंग्रजीमध्ये मोनोपॉलिस्टिक कॉम्पिटिशन, ए मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर विच इज कॉम्पिटिशन ऑफ परफेक्ट कॉम्पिटिशन अँड मोनोपॉली हिअर. एकाधिकारयुक्त स्पर्धा असं मराठीमध्ये त्याला म्हटलं जातं. एकाधिकार आणि स्पर्धा यांची मिश्र परिस्थिती म्हणजे असणारी एकाधिकारयुक्त स्पर्धा होय. त्यानंतर सेलिंग कॉस्ट हिअर, कॉस्ट इन्कर्ड ऑन द मेथड्स ऑफ एम ॲट द इन्क्रीजिंग ऑफ द डिमांड ऑल्सो. मागणीत वाढ व्हावी यासाठी केला जाणारा खर्च म्हणजे विक्री परिव्यय होय. अशा रीतीने या ठिकाणी प्रत्येक युनिटच्या शेवटी तुम्हाला समरी म्हणजे सारांश, त्यानंतर काही पारिभाषिक शब्द आणि त्यांचे शब्दार्थ दिलेले असतात. यू हॅव टू नोट डाऊन दिस वर्ड्स अँड देअर मिनिंग. Also self study questions are given and their answers are also given here. Then at the next unit is that of market structure analysis number 2 here. In this structure you will find there are some features about the monopoly. What is monopoly and its meaning and features are there. There are some here. The meaning is given. It is the market structure where there are mainly buyer but only single seller or producer is there. There is no close substitute of the product produced by him, so that he can decide any price of the commodity is known as monopoly market here. There are some features of this monopoly market or monopoly here. There are some 5 points here. Number of consumers here. There are number of consumers, but only one seller or producer is there. Then number of sellers. Here, second feature, there is only one seller in the market, and this is known as the seller can be the best person, and he is a group of persons, a firm or a group of firm. Important is that the supply of the entertain on the hands of the single authority. That is why the complete control over the supply is considerable by the definition of monopoly also. Here, a control over the supply and the control over the price. By changing the supply, he can determine any price of the commodity. That is why the monopoly is the price maker here. However, there are limitations to the monopoly also. Then third point is that of the nature of the goods here. You will find that the nature of the goods here, the nature of these goods, a homogeneous market in the approved example, the soap are homogeneous. There is no difference between them. Also, there is no substitute available in the goods also. Soap is the only produced by the producers also. Then there are some here points are also there. There are some nomination also market. Then there are some figures about the market. Do will find monopoly in reality, right? Like perfect competition, we don't find monopoly in the reality. There is a price discrimination here when the monopolist sells his homogeneous goods to different consumers in different prices is known as price discrimination here. And it is of simply monopoly, discriminating monopoly, the same price to all the customers, but different prices to the different customers here. The monopolist, in order to maximize his profit, takes the into consideration in the customers group also. These groups are poor and rich consumers. Consumers using goods for the consumption, and those used for the commercial purpose, etc. The private uh, tuitions and equipment for students also. So these are the then there are some points about the methods of discrimination. There are some different methods, and first one is the personal price discrimination. Then second is trade discrimination. Then subtle discrimination. These are the three methods of the price discrimination. In the personal price discrimination, when the same goods are sold to different person and different people, is known as the personal price discrimination. Then trade discrimination, if the same food is used for different purposes, it will be prices also. Then third one is subtle discrimination. Under this type of same good is priced at different places also. For example, the price of petrol in India, Delhi, Mumbai, Nashik are different here. This is known as subtle discrimination. Then there are physical distances, those are also points here. Then nature of this services, there are some examples. Then price discrimination conditions are success of premises of the price discrimination is the demand of supply. Then the point is that the consequences of price discrimination. There are some consequences here: increase in profit, then increase in production also. Then there is a third point to gain to poor consumers also. Fourth is
ಇಲ್ಲ
social
ಇತ್ತು
welfare.
ಸ್ಮೆಲ್ ಅದೇ
These are some effects or price discrimination. There are also some points of the price equilibrium. The figure number 13.6 is given here. Equilibrium price also. But the monopolist, on the other hand, exploit the consumers by keeping price high. On the other hand, exploit them by paying the less factors of income. So situations are here, labor unions, competitors, then demand for increase in wages also, then there is also threat of nationalism, equality in availability of demand, and these are some points of the uh, such types of discrimination also. There are also मराठी बाजार विश्लेषण करताना स्पर्धेप्रमाणे या ठिकाणी जेव्हा एकाधिकार असू शकतो त्यावेळेस एकाधिकार ही व्याख्या बाजारात जेव्हा असंख्य ग्राहक असतात परंतु विक्रेता मात्र एकमेव असतो त्याला आपण एकाधिकार असं म्हणतो. एकाधिकारशाहीची किंवा एकाधिकाराची काही लक्षणं आहेत यामध्ये जसं की ग्राहकाची संख्या अनेक असते विक्रेत्यांची संख्या मात्र मर्यादित असते. त्यानंतर यातला दुसरा मुद्दा तिसरा म्हणजे वस्तूचं स्वरूप हे एकजिनसी असतं. चौथा बाजारविषयीच त्याला ज्ञान असतं. पाचवा बाजारातील प्रवेशाला मुक्त एकच व्यावसायिक संस्था असते. त्यानंतर विक्रेत्याला आढळणाऱ्या मागणीचा वक्र या ठिकाणी आपल्याला दिसून येतो. बाजारात व्यवहारात शक्यतो अशा प्रकारचे एकाधिकारशाही फार कमी वस्तूच्या बाबतीत आढळून येते. त्याचे कारणानुसार वर्गीकरण जे आहे नैसर्गिक अधिकार, विधिसिद्ध अधिकार आणि आर्थिक एकाधिकार. एखाद्या विशिष्ट प्रदेशाला काही नैसर्गिक देणगी लाभलेली असते आणि त्यामुळं जसं की तागाच्या उत्पादनासाठी पश्चिम बंगाल आणि बांगलादेश प्रदेशात मोठ्या प्रमाणावर नैसर्गिक एकाधिकार आहे. त्यानंतर काही वस्तूच्या बाबतीत विधिसिद्ध किंवा निसर्गावर अवलंबून असल्यामुळं मर्यादित असतो. प्रत्यक्षात एकाधिकार कृत्रिमपणे देखील निर्माण केला जातो. म्हणजे कायद्यानुसार लिगल मोनोपॉली आपण त्याला म्हणतो की जसं रेल्वे सेवा किंवा एसटी महामंडळ, वीज महामंडळ ह्या विशिष्ट कायद्यानुसार निर्माण झालेले असतात. त्यानंतर काही आर्थिक एकाधिकार देखील असू शकतो की ज्यामध्ये सरकारने भांडवल गुंतवलेलं असतं. रेल्वे किंवा विमान वाहतूक किंवा लोखंड आणि पोलाद उद्योग अशा प्रकारचं आर्थिक एकाधिकार असे म्हणतो. अल्पकालीन किंमत ठरवताना ज्या उत्पादनाला व्यवसाय संस्थेची सीमांतिक प्राप्ती ही सीमांतिक परिव्यय इतकी असते. म्हणजे मार्जिनल कॉस्ट इज इक्वल टू मार्जिनल रेव्हेन्यू अशी असते. काही वेळा अतिरिक्त नफा देखील प्राप्त होऊ शकतो. अतिरिक्त किंवा समतोल अवस्थेत तोटा देखील होऊ शकतो. अर्थात दीर्घकालीन किंमत ठरवताना ज्या उत्पादनांना व्यवसाय संबंधीची सीमांतिक प्राप्ती सीमांतिक परिव्यक्ती असते त्याला आपण दीर्घकालीन किंमत असे म्हणतो. बाजारामध्ये प्रतिमान किमतीतील भेदभाव जो आहे हा प्रामुख्याने जेव्हा मक्तेदार आपल्या एकदेशी वस्तूसाठी वेगवेगळ्या ग्राहकांना वेगवेगळी किंमत आकारतो त्याला आपण किमतीतील भेदभाव असं म्हणतो. हा साधारणपणे एक साधा एकाधिकार आणि भेदभावी एकाधिकार या पद्धतीने ही किंमत विभाजन जे आहे किंवा भेदभाव हा प्रामुख्याने 3 प्रकारे असतो. व्यक्तिगत, त्यानंतर व्यापारी आणि स्थळीय भेदभाव. अर्थात वस्तू जर बाजारात अपूर्ण असतील, बाजाराचे अज्ञान असेल, तर्कसंगत वर्तनाचा अभाव असेल, एकाधिकार असेल तर या पद्धतीने किमतीचा भेदभाव हा वापरला जाऊ शकतो. परंतु त्यासाठी काही अटी असतात. नफ्यात वाढ, उत्पादनात वाढ, त्यानंतर गरीब लोकांचा ग्राहकांना फायदा करून देणे आणि सामाजिक कल्याण साधणे. त्यानंतर एकाधिकार आणि तडजोड नफा जो एका बाजूने वस्तूची किंमत जास्त करून दुसऱ्या बाजूने उत्पादन घटकाचा मोबदला करून कमी देणे त्याला आपण दुहेरी शोषण असे म्हणतो. परंतु व्यवहारात मात्र या गोष्टी आपल्याला आढळून येत नाही. कारण श्रमसंघर्ष, प्रतिस्पर्धी, वेतनवाढीची मागणी किंवा राष्ट्रीयकरणाचा धोका आणि मागणीची लवचिकता असे काही घटक त्यामध्ये परिणाम करू शकतात. द्वयाधिकार ज्याला इंग्रजीमध्ये डिओपॉली असे म्हटलं जातं. In 1838, Comot tried to explain such type of propound and market which is provide more elastic than the improbable in idea of market perfect competition also. There are some features also here where there are only 2 sellers in the market is known as duopoly here. There are some figures or features of these such duopoly. The number of consumers here, the number of consumers are very large. No single consumer can be influence the price also. Then there is second point is number of sellers here. Here number of sellers is very less, generally ranges between 2 to 10. For example, there is a less number of firms in petroleum or LPG, liquid petroleum gas also. Industry Hindustan Petroleum, Bharat Petroleum, these are Indian Oil and Reliance also. So there are some number of sellers are limited one. Then the third point is nature of goods here. The nature of the two types of oligopoly is harmonious and differential goods of the both also here. Then there are some price discriminations also. There are homogeneous nature in goods, differentiation. Then fourth point is knowledge about the market. As the number of sellers is limited, the customers are well known about the market also. Then there are some points about the entry in the market. There are two different policies regarding the entry. First policy is free entry, then second policy is open entry. Free entry or restrictions on entry or close on entry also. Then demand curve here, as there is less number of producers, the demand upon each other, there is always kind of uncertainty in this market. One producer can never be sure about the other's reaction. Similarly, there is an uncertainty regarding the price of the goods, demand and the price. Then there are kindly demand for curves also. Then there are price determination oligopoly. Here is given. Then there are some figures about this. Now, second option is that of producers. Then oligopoly and price determination here. In this determination, there are some non-collective oligopoly. Second is collusive oligopoly. There are partial collusion minus price leadership also there. Then there are dominant firm type price leadership. Then there is also some types of perfect control, that is cartels here. Then there are also some features about these cartels, barometric price leadership, then barometric metric price leadership. Then third one is regular monopoly, domination of the one single firm on the industry called monopoly here. We have also seen that monopolistic competition, then taxation, these are the firms are here. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला आपण मक्तेदारी म्हणतो, द्वयाधिकार. ज्या बाजारात असंख्य ग्राहक असतात परंतु त्यामध्ये विक्रेते मात्र दोनच असतात, त्याला आपण द्वयाधिकार असं म्हणतो. त्याची काही लक्षणं देखील असतात. ग्राहकाची संख्या, विक्रेत्यांची संख्या, त्यानंतर त्यामध्ये असणाऱ्या वस्तूचं स्वरूप, त्यानंतर बाजाराचे ज्ञान, किंमत, प्रवेश, मागणी वक्र, विकुंचित मागणी वक्र, अल्प जनाधिकारात किंमत निश्चिती, त्यानंतर बिगर संगणमताचा जनाधिकार, संगणमताचा अल्प जनाधिकार, असे काही या एकाधिकारामध्ये असू शकतात. एकाधिकार नियंत्रण करण्यासाठी ते मार्ग जे आहेत त्यामध्ये कायदा नियंत्रण, किंमत आणि दर्जा निश्चिती, कर आकारणी करणे, असे काही मार्ग या ठिकाणी आपल्याला दिसून येतात. त्यानंतर प्रत्येक युनिटच्या शेवटी तुम्हाला पारिभाषिक शब्द आणि त्याचे हे दिलेले आहेत, मिनिंग दिलेले आहेत. जसं की या ठिकाणी पब्लिक युटिलिटी, सार्वजनिक उपयोगिता, सर्वसामान्य जनतेच्या कल्याणात वाढ होईल अशा प्रकारचे उत्पादनाचे उद्योग निर्माण करणे. इंग्रजीमध्ये द फर्म्स प्रोड्युसिंग गुड्स फॉर द सोशल वेलफेअर, प्रॉफिट इज नॉट थॉट अबाउट दीज फर्म्स ऑल्सो. Second is simple monopoly. Monopoly where all the consumers pay the same price for the same goods here. त्याला साधा एकाधिकार असं मराठीमध्ये म्हटलं जातं. सर्व ग्राहकांना एक दिवशी वस्तूसाठी एकच किंमत आकारणी असणारा एकाधिकार. त्यानंतर थर्ड इज प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. मराठीमध्ये त्याला किंमत भेदभाव असं म्हणतात. इंग्रजीमध्ये त्याची शब्दार्थ दिलेला आहे, सेम गुड प्राइस ॲट डिफरंट फ्रॉम डिफरंट कंझ्युमर्स ऑल्सो. एकाच वस्तूची वेगवेगळ्या ग्राहकांना वेगवेगळी किंमत आकारणे म्हणजे किंमत भेदभाव होय. ड्युओपॉली, मार्केट विथ दी टू ओनली टू फर्म्स हिअर. द्वयाधिकार, दोनच विक्रेते असलेला बाजार म्हणजे ड्युओपॉली किंवा द्वयाधिकार. त्यानंतर सेलर्स मार्केट, मार्केट डॉमिनेटेड बाय द सेलर, म्हणजे विक्रेत्यांचा बाजार, विक्रेत्यांची वरची असलेला बाजार होय. त्यानंतर कोल्युजिव्ह ओलिगोपॉली किंवा नॉन प्राइस कॉम्पिटिशन, कॉम्पिटिशन थ्रू द टूल्स विच आर ॲडव्हर्टाइजमेंट आर सो गिवन हिअर. देन हिअर पिझ्झाज, प्राइजेस, गिफ्ट एटसेट्रा. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला बिगर किंमत स्पर्धा असं म्हटलेलं आहे. किमती कायम ठेवून स्पर्धेमध्ये बक्षिसे किंवा अन्य मार्गाने केलेली स्पर्धा म्हणजे non-price competition. Then there is last word, that is collusion oligopoly. Firms mutually come together and sign an agreement and thereby form a indirect monopoly here. संगनमताचा अल्पजनाधिकार त्याला म्हटलं जातं. आपापसात समझोता करून सर्वच विक्रेत्यांनी निर्माण केलेला अप्रत्यक्ष एकाधिकार म्हणजे ओलुजू मोनोपॉली किंवा ऑलिगोपॉली होय. त्यानंतर प्रत्येक युनिटच्या शेवटी तुम्हाला काही वर्ड्स अँड देअर मिनिंग, देन आन्सर टू द सेल्फ स्टडी क्वेश्चन्स आर गिवन, समरी also given at the end of each unit also there. So you have to see or write down such questions and answers also. Then there is next unit is that is the 14 price discrimination techniques here. The techniques are given here, price discrimination techniques, unit number 14 here. You will find that there are some points about the price discrimination here. Unit number 14, you will find that in modern times, all the purchasers produces more than one good. In such situation, question arises, that is of how prices are to be decided here. Here is the price discrimination or price distributed. Here are some price determination in the case of multiple goods here. Then you will find that there are some price distribution or determination of multiple goods. Decision of the price determination responsible factors are also here. There are some factors here: new product, then change in production, then third is change in the price of the product, fourth is increase in the production cost, fifth is increase in demand, then sixth is government policy and taxation. So these are the points of the some decision of price determination. Responsible factors are such, 6 points are there. Then there is price determination methods are also. There are some methods. First method is that of the target return pricing here. The first method is here target return pricing. In the objectives of this minimum profit is outdated today. Firms invest a lot of capital goods, then at least expect that return from these investment what they should have to any other investment also. Suppose here running 5 to 10% total turnover, 20% total capital also. But the success depends upon objectives of the such target returning here also. Then there are some points about the second is cost plus or market of prices. Any producer decide the price at which level that his average cost are finally converted, then best one. This is known as the principle of price more than average also. Of course, if the consumer bring the goods very often, then the small profit per unit is fair enough. If the firms aims at the capturing the market, less profit is again fair. Then the at large number of sellers don't follow such large profit also. Then third point is that of the there are ignoring demand, then competition, then level of production, variety of products. Other techniques are also there. Third point is here. Then the initial discount, screening price also. Then third is charging or charming or encouraging prices. Seasonal prices are also there given. So these are some points about the various methods also. There are some elasticity of demand are also elasticity of demand and price determination. Till now we have considered the only cost and the collect contrast to price determination. The elasticity of demand is also very important factor in the price determination. A producer can maximize his profit by increasing the prices in the inelastic, that is market where demand is inelastic also. Then there is figure number 14.1 less elasticity. Here price rupees 2, then demand at 5 and total revenue will be 5 into 10 rupees 10. Then second is price rupees 3 per unit per kg, demand 4 kg, the revenue will be 4 into 3, that is 12 here. Here opposite case of the wheel, that the soap consumer has to be many options, because of the soap of particular has many brands available in the market also. Thus elasticity of the demand is high one. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला आपण या ठिकाणी किंमत निश्चिती म्हणतो, ही किंमत निश्चिती जी आहे ती याप्रमाणे हा हा किंमत निश्चिती जी आहे ती प्रामुख्याने या ठिकाणी आपल्याला दिसून येते ती जसं की या ठिकाणी जी किंमत निश्चिती आहे ती प्रामुख्याने आपल्याला या ठिकाणी दिसून येते. ही प्रामुख्याने जी आहे ती या ठिकाणी किंमत निर्धारणाची तंत्रे आणि व्यूहरचना. अर्थात पारंपरिक किंमत निर्धारण विश्लेषणात व्यवसाय संस्था एकाच वस्तूचे उत्पादन करते अशी गृहीत धरलेले आहे. व्यवहारात मात्र एकाच वेळी एकापेक्षा अधिक वस्तूचे उत्पादन केले जाऊ शकते. अर्थात या ठिकाणी किंमत निश्चिती करताना काही कारणीभूत ध्येय जे दिलेले आहेत किंवा किंमत निर्धारणाची गरज असते त्यासाठी काही मुद्दे विचारात घ्यावे लागतात. नवीन उत्पादन, त्यानंतर उत्पादनात होणारा बदल, त्यानंतर तिसरा आहे तो अन्य उत्पादनाच्या किमती, वस्तूच्या उत्पादनाच्या किमतीत होणारी वाढ, मागणीतील वाढ, सरकारी धोरण आणि कर आकारणी असे एकूण 6 घटक विचारात घ्यावे लागतात. किंमत निर्धारण करण्याच्या ज्या पद्धती आहेत त्यामध्ये अपेक्षित मोबदला मिळवण्याचा दृष्टिकोन किंमत निश्चिती. दुसरं आधी परिव्यय किंमत निश्चिती म्हणजे कॉस्ट प्लस किंवा मार्कअप प्राइसिंग. मराठीमध्ये त्याला मार्कअप प्राइसिंग म्हणजे किंमत निश्चिती आधी परिव्यय असं म्हणतात. म्हणजे सामान्य व्यवसाय क्षेत्रात उत्पादक हा जेव्हा आपल्या उत्पादनाची किंमत स्वतःच ठरवू शकतो तेव्हा तो सरासरी परिव्यय वसूल होऊन योग्य प्रमाणात नफा मिळू शकेल अशा पातळीला आपल्या उत्पादनाची किंमत निश्चिती करतो. याला सरासरी परिव्ययापेक्षा अधिक किमतीचे तत्व असं म्हटलं जातं. अर्थात अशा किमतीमध्ये त्याची काही कारणे आहेत, काही मर्यादा देखील असतात. मागणीकडे दुर्लक्ष करावं लागतं, स्पर्धा, त्यानंतर उत्पादनाचं प्रमाण, बहुविध उत्पादने इत्यादी घटक विचारात घेतले जातात. तिसरी पद्धत आहे ती इतर पद्धती. त्यामध्ये प्रारंभिक सवलत देणे, त्यानंतर शोषण करणारी किंमत किंवा स्कीमिंग प्राइस किंवा मोहिनी घालणाऱ्या किमती, चार्मिंग प्राइसेस आपण त्याला म्हणतो. मागणी लवचिकता आणि किंमत निर्धारण, त्यामध्ये किंमत जर 2 रुपये असेल, मागणी 5 किलो, एकूण प्राप्ती 10 रुपये, किंमत 3 रुपये असेल, मागणी 4 रुपये, तर या ठिकाणी एकूण किंमत प्राप्ती 12 रुपये होईल. अर्थात किंमत निर्धारण करताना व्यवसाय संस्थेची काही ध्येय देखील या ठिकाणी असू शकतात. In English, there are some points about the price determination here. Those price determination are given here. That of the here you will see that those points are given here. Those points are that of the elasticity of demand and supply and perfect distribution, price determination. Price determining and objectives firm here. Point number 14 to 5. Firms have different aims also there, and the objectives of the firms are also different. The business in the market is done with the objectives of the fulfilling these firms also. Here there is price determination objectives are given. Firms have different aims and the business in the market is done with the objectives of the fulfilling these aims are also there. Now Kotler has mentioned some points here, and those points are of the 10 points are here. First point is that of profit. This is the prime objective of the firm. Today's firm produce various products, and each of the products are to be each products are here to be considered separately. The price of the various products are so determined that the total revenue is more than the total cost of the firm also. Thus, some products are deliberately priced low and they remain in the business in spite of making losses. Some produces are priced above the average cost and thus earn profit also. The only thing that is the taken care of the total revenue remains well above the total cost here. म्हणजे मराठीमध्ये ज्याला आपण या ठिकाणी जे किमतीचं धोरण म्हणतो त्यामध्ये या ठिकाणी जो किंमत निर्धारण व्यवसायाची ध्येय आहे त्यामध्ये पहिला हेतू किंवा ध्येय म्हणजे नफा मिळवणे. अर्थात प्रत्येक व्यवसायाचं प्रमुख ध्येय असतं, परंतु काही वेळा उत्पादनाचा उच्चार न करता एकत्रित विचार करून त्याच्या किमती अशा ठरवल्या जातात की त्यामुळं व्यवसाय संस्थेची एकूण प्राप्ती एकूण पर्यायापेक्षा अधिक व्हावी, अर्थात जास्तीत जास्त व्हावी. काही वेळा काही उत्पादनाची किमती तोटा सोसूनही कमी ठेवल्या जातात, काही किमती सरासरी किंमतीच्या पातळीवर असतात जेणेकरून नफा आणि तोटा हे यांची एकत्रित बेरीज समान होऊ शकेल. The second point is here that of the restricting entry here. The restricting entry of the competitors here. This is the second objective of the price determination. To avoid the entry of the competitors, high price is not charged even if it is possible, as the high price would mean high profit, and high profit is incentive for the new firm to enter in the industry also. So this means it is the restriction for the entry of the competitor. Then third point is that of to capture the market also here. While capturing the this object is also there, that the price determination is also used to tool for the capturing the market also, especially when new firms enter in the industry. If it has to complete the establishment of firms also. Thus, it has to keep the prices low in spite of having to bear losses also. Then fourth point is to face the changes also. Every firm has to update its product according to the latest availability technology and to the remain in the business also. For example, here today many sellers of video satellites or video cassettes have closed down their business also. Any seller to produce tries to earn much profit as he can till there is demand for his goods also. Then fifth objective is to avoid major fluctuations in the revenue. There is no problem with the constant increasing revenue, but the fluctuations are affordable to the firms also. The situation of these sometimes loss, sometimes profit poses a threat to the stability in the firm, and that's why every firm has the heads of the price, and if products are such there is at least a certain minimum demand to his product also. Then there is sixth objective is that of safety. Emphasis on the safety is given here. More chosen than the firms which are professional managers. These organizations emphasize on principles that the firm does not have to take any risk also. It acquires the price leadership rather than following the competitors. It has also to make no or real little changes in any or traditional work also culture from the firm. And the organizers are held responsible for the both profit or loss of the firms also. This is the sixth objective. Then seventh objective is that of the protecting interests of the distributors and seller also. The firm has to take into consideration about the interests and the distributions and the sellers while deciding the prices also. Then there are some considering selling cost 8 point. 9 point is that of here you will find maintaining flexibility, and 10th is avoiding the rules of decisions also. मराठीमध्ये ज्याला या ठिकाणी आपण ध्येय म्हणतो, म्हणजे किंमत निर्धारणाची ध्येय आहेत त्यामध्ये विविध मुद्दे 10 मुद्दे या ठिकाणी विचारात घेतले जातात. प्रामुख्याने दोन पॉइंट्स आर हिअर. फर्स्ट पॉइंट इज मराठीमध्ये ज्याला प्रतिस्पर्ध्यांना प्रवेश प्रतिबंध म्हटलं जातं. दुसरा बाजारात स्थान निर्माण करणे, नफा, त्यानंतर उत्पन्न बदलांना सामोरे जाणे, उत्पन्नात मोठे चढउतार होऊ न देणे, सुरक्षितता, वितरक विक्रेते हितसंबंध, विक्री पर्यायाची दखल, निर्णयात नम्यता, सरकारी धोरणे इत्यादी करतात. उत्पादन घटकातील किंमत निर्धारण करताना खंड, त्यानंतर वेतन, त्यानंतर व्याज इत्यादी घटक विचारात घेतले जातात. प्रत्येक युनिटच्या शेवटी तुम्हाला या ठिकाणी काही वर्ड्स अँड देअर मिनिंग आर ऑल्सो गिवन हिअर, अँड दोज वर्ड्स अँड देअर मिनिंग आर हिअर, that of the rent, then there are interest, profit, and so these are some points here. We shall stop here.